Now, listen, you guys, one thing about the Pink Lady is everything that she does say comes to fruition. Because tell me why Lottery Ticket is out there now wanting a collaboration with Nicki Minaj after she was out there bubbling under. And we're also going to be talking about the Transformers hero baby daddy wanting spousal support from her. And at the same time, Bongo too decided to pull out the sympathy wig, of course, after the recent developments in the Tory Lanez story. And we're going to be discussing about all of that. Hello, tea lovers, and welcome to the tea blog. I trust you guys are doing well, and I trust you are doing great. Personally, I am doing great, you guys. I am doing extremely amazing. And without further ado, let us dive straight into today's tea. So, first of all, let us talk about this entire situation with Lottery Ticket. It seems like things have not been the same, or things have not, at least as she expected, in as far as her career is concerned. I mean, that night she went back and forth with Nicki Minaj. You could tell that she had a lot of confidence that for some reason she was indeed Nicki Minaj's competition. I bet she didn't predict that, well, years later, she would be trending for swallowing, for the conversations with Carisha about, oh, I swallow, or I spit. Or that her relevance in the music industry would be based on a body count that she doesn't leave out each time she sings something. Or at least that she would be out here bubbling under. I bet she didn't predict that. But guess what? When Nicki Minaj tells you that you're going to regret this, trust me, it may not be today, but soon enough you will start realizing that actually, after all, this lady was right. And that night you could also tell that, well, there were some people in the background pumping her up, gassing her up, and she had this animosity for not getting the collaboration, that she allowed that animosity to cloud her judgment. Because you cannot tell me that somebody whose whole come up was like wanting to be like a bub, declaring, unchangeable love for Nicki Minaj, only for you to wake up the next morning just because you misinterpreted Nicki using your song as an example for the Grammys to say that, but Super Freaky Girl and of course Lottery's song do seem like they're the same type of song. So why are they classified differently? You thought that, well, Nicki doing that, was her being jealous of her. Meanwhile, she was just trying to make a point. She was just trying to give an example, and you allowed the internet to gas you up to go against somebody that you had looked up to for a very long time. Out there, talking about her family, recording her phone calls, and all of these things. And soon after, of course, she was feeling herself. She really did think that she was doing something, because that is when, she went ahead and she was collaborating with the Transformer. She tried to throw shade. She carried that whole thing for a very long period of time on stage, trying to insinuate that Nicki Minaj does the C word and stuff like that. She took it really far to a point where I know that even she herself right now regrets it. Doing all that only for you to find out that actually the music industry is exactly as the Pink Lady says. Now, her recent song, Somebody, it didn't even make it to Billboard Hot 100, you guys. It is bubbling under. So I guess this is the whole change, the up and down motion of, the hand that she was doing that. Well, nowadays it's like this, it's like this. Meanwhile, you're bubbling under. So a fan said to her she needs to get Nicki Minaj on the bubbling under song on Somebody. And she responded to it and said, okay. And of course, people are like, girl, like, what, do you really think Nicki Minaj is going to be hopping on your song? Like, are you mad? Like, what do you think this is? You went as far as calling that lady's family names, and do you think that she's going to be giving you a chance again? Calling her no Grammy for Granny. So why won't you get the collaboration from the people who got the Grammys? And some of you will start saying that, oh, well, she was just trying to, be cordial. And I'm like, she had a lot of comments under that post, but she specifically chose the one that said Nicki Minaj. And recently she has been doing a little, Barbz stance, being in the car, recording herself, listening to Nicki's song. And at some point she was calling Nicki Minaj all girl. So Welcome to the music industry where they gas you up to go against somebody who refused to conform to their own standards of suppression. So yeah, in that moment, of course, you feel like the bigger person. Now, Nicki Minaj herself, actually, on her Twitter, she had a little post and delete, and of course, people are like, okay, who was she talking about? I myself was not able to catch this, but somebody's out there alleging that, well, she did a quick little post and delete. The tweet just says, "My what be." My what be. Okay, and so people are saying, is that her responding subliminally to Lottery Ticket wanting a collaboration, or is that her reacting to the Transformer and the husband? Because they also have drama that is going on there. It's like her ops today, it's just a lot that is going on. Meanwhile, she's out there seated up and enjoying life. So I don't know, you guys. Did you guys also catch that tweet, or were you like me? Like, did you like me see it afterwards? Let me know in the comment section. And who do you think that was targeted at? Now, moving on to the next thing that we are going to be talking about. We're going to talk about Bongo 2. You guys know that yesterday there was evidence that was released. Tory's team is not playing. They had an entire website also to disprove what they believe to be lies by Fraudulent Nation. And they were basically like, no. We're not just going to be sitting by 36 hours later. That's the name of the website. And they have all this evidence that they feel was suppressed. And it seems like Bongo 2's team is still standing on the hill that, well, that evidence was already heard in court, and there's nothing that can be done at this point. The court has decided, and it is what it is. And I'm like, okay, Tory can keep being in the jail, they can take him out and stuff like that, but I really do believe that people are beginning to see how dirty the system can be, and how dirty some of the people that they are told to look at as these victims can be. But anyway, Alex came in saying that, well, these are just games. And as usual, he decided to go to a magazine again, to a blog, to an informal media platform, of course. And I'm just like, you cannot be shaming others for doing exactly what you're doing. And they're also saying that, well, Tory's team cannot keep a story straight. And I'm just like, you would know about somebody who's not able to keep a story straight, because for once, we know that Bongo has changed the story multiple times, but that's very bold of you to say that other people cannot keep a story straight. Meanwhile, your client is not able to also keep a story straight. Like, where are you going with this, Alex? And as usual, the public will always eat it up. They are like, yes, they are changing the story, because there are two versions to the story, as they're saying. It's either Kelsey did it or she stepped on glass. But what about the versions that we got from Bongo 2? How many are those? I know they're beyond just two versions of the story. So I don't know, you guys. It seems like everything that they're turning around accusing Tory's team of doing, they're also doing. Their client is also doing. So I don't know how far this is going to go. And at the same time, they're now coming for Anna Paulina, the congresswoman who's out there on top of the story. They're like, oh, well, she should be focusing on other things and allow us to, to send an innocent black, okay, I don't know if it's innocent or not, to send this man to prison without complaining, focus on other things, okay? Hollywood is my territory. I will fix Hollywood. I'm the Hollywood fixer. So this is my jurisdiction. Everybody else has to turn a blind eye, because what Alex says, what Jay-Z says, is what happens in Hollywood. Shut up. That's what basically Alex is saying, which is interesting. Meanwhile, also on the other hand, Bongo 2 has pulled out the sympathy wig, and they are paid posts, in my own opinion, because they don't look like they're organic. It looks to me like people who are trying to get on top of the situation. And this time, the sympathy wig is back, and she's wearing a swimsuit, and I'm just like, and I just looked at the comments. It seems like people now know the antics, because people are like, okay, how many times are you going to pull out the same wig each time Tory Lanez is trending, each time people are screaming free Tory Lanez? How many times is that going to work? And it seems like the general public is actually tired of the wig and the swimsuit and the twerking itself. Let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about this entire scenario. Personally, I just want the truth to come out, and I just want justice to be justice. I just don't want people to go off with who they like in Hollywood and who they do not like. Imagine if Tory had passed away and it would come out in the future that he actually didn't do it. That would be actually scary. Now, moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about, and yet another Nicki Minaj op, we're going to talk about the Transformer. It seems like everything that she's out there projecting on other people, she's actually going through the same thing. And news just came out that Offset now wants spousal support from the Transformer. And I'm like, your lyrics will literally come back to bite you. It's like everything she sings about, the opposite happens. That's the difference between her and Nicki Minaj also. Like, what Nicki says today will matter 10 years later or 5 years later. People will be like, what's happening? Is this girl a prophet? Like, what's going on? Everything Nicki says comes to pass. On the other hand, everything the Transformer says in the songs, it's always the opposite. Just a couple years later, she was out there talking about your baby daddy is a zero, clowning Nicki's husband, and my baby daddy is a hero, only for the baby daddy hero to come out here embarrassing her by cheating. The other day, she was saying that, oh, well, my man still has his money. Only for now, the men to come out here wanting spousal support from her. This lady spent her entire life flexing about Birkins and all of these gifts that the husband supposedly bought for her, only to find out that actually the husband has got a gambling problem and doesn't have it like that. And at this point, I'm just like, whatever it is now, I don't blame her for being on that yacht with with Stefan, and I don't blame her for any activity that was going on there, because she must be going through the most. It's one thing to deal with a bum in private, but to deal with a bum in public, when you in the past bragged about that bum, is crazy. Is there anything that Offset has not done in this world to embarrass this girl? Like, everything that this girl brags about, Offset just went ahead to debunk it. She came out here saying that, well, Offset is a very present father, he's a loving father, and all of these things. A couple of weeks later, this lady came online talking about, well, he didn't even buy presents for his children and all of these things. And for me, the interesting thing is the fans. In all of this, I'm just fascinated by Buddy Gang. Like, those guys fascinate me because they will still eat up the lies every single time. And she also fascinates me because she knows that her fans will just go with anything she says. I don't know if she has a spell on people that, once you start supporting her, you don't even catch up with the lies and the projection. You just go with whatever she says. Or I don't know, maybe just her fans are just special. They don't see what exactly is going on. But anyway, you guys, let me know in the comment section what you think about that. One thing about academics is, he will come out here and say that, well, Cardi B is my friend. She is my friend. She's this, she's that. Only for him to be clocking her in that same breath. And I see why she goes to academics to basically try and act like his friend, because if he is clocking her like this and he's still, holding back, imagine how much he would clock her if, she wasn't pandering to him. It would be chaotic. Because even when academics is clearly holding back, to me, I'm just like, man. To me, I'm just like, because he will be clocking her. And then after clocking her, he will say, Cardi B, I love you. Offset, I love you. And then he goes ahead, he clocks them. So now I'm just thinking, if she wasn't pandering to academics, how far would this guy go? I don't know, you guys, how it is like living, like having to pander to the blog so that they don't speak bad about her. I think she knows that she has a lot of material that people can use to drag her. So she tries by all means, to try and put out the fires before they come out. But anyway, let me insert, the Transformers friend academics talking about the situation and saying that you laid up with this man and now you're coming out here telling her that he's not a street N. You guys remember the time that she would say, my man is a street N, he's about that life and all of these things. And now she's the same girl coming out here talking about you're not a street N. Like, girl, what's going on in your head? Like, I think she just comes up with something on live and she says it, and then later she goes back to reality, and reality reminds her who she's dealing with, and then she comes back again to the same internet and debunks her own lies. And I'm just like, ma'am, at least be able to keep up with their own lies. But let me insert what the friend academics had to say, and I don't think that I'm gonna be coming back after that. But that being said, thank you very much, you guys, for watching, and until my next one, see you.
I'm only interested in Bodak Green. I need some bread. Offset is asking for spousal support in his divorce with Cardi B. He says he's not willing to give up the bad and bougie lifestyle. He's asking for the court to ensure his estranged wife Cardi B helps him maintain it. The rapper filed an amended divorce response earlier this month in which he's now asking that Cardi pay him spousal support. He doesn't request how much money he wants in the document, but the rest of the requests look relatively unchanged because he's still asking for joint custody, and he wants Cardi's place to serve at the primary residence for the kids. It's the first news from the divorce proceedings in months, with whole process dragging since Cardi first filed in 2024 of August. At this time, Cardi blasted reports that Offset didn't support her kids, ripping critics who labeled him as a deadbeat. However, the two certainly had more than their fair share of fights on social media. Okay, cool. Now, I'm gonna keep it a bean chat. I've spoken to Offset, not about this. From my understanding, I think this is a leveraging move. I think this is a move because Cardi makes so much money. I don't think Offset actually wants spousal support. I think he's requesting it that she could not fight him on other shit. Because if she fights him on other shit, she might gotta give him spousal support. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know. I believe that's what it is. Now, to be honest and to be fair, and I'm talking to both people, not necessarily about this, the details of their divorce or child support or whatever the case is, I don't really know it all too in and out. I would imagine we haven't seen them. Cardi B tells us everything. She loves us in a group chat. She hasn't told us this nigga is broke and needs my money. Right? She hasn't told us that, right? So I think this is a leveraging move. Because if y'all want me to believe that Offset is broke, I'm not going for it. I'm not going for it. If y'all want me to believe Offset is broke, I'm not going for it. Now, I know some of y'all are probably thinking of the little TJ shit and this, that, and third. Also, I think the timing of all these things are like, they're very... We just seen Cardi B on a boat. Yo, let's get this divorce. Hurry up, man. Let's hurry up with this divorce shit, okay? I think Offset wants to get out of this marriage. Offset and his lawyers are putting shit in there that they could agree on other things. Like, yo, listen, I was not coming for the money first, but now I'm going to say I want some bread, and I would be entitled to it, so just give me these other things I asked. Right? I'd be surprised if Offset got spousal support from Cardi. I don't think that's his intention, but I think it's a bargaining and leverage tool for this idea of dissolving this marriage. Okay? I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Let me go back to some of these rants. Let me go back to some of these rants. Cardi B rants about Offset.
To make yourself feel better, because I make you feel so low about yourself, because I don't make you feel like you're that nigga in this home. So that's what you gotta do. So you out here trying to hurt my feelings because you can the next. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Because them hoes ain't good enough that I be having you crashing out all weekend. You was mad happy today when I called you today. And the only reason why I called you today is because I'm trying to change my son's school and I need your approval. Other than that, nigga, fuck you. I don't care. The world, my ops. I'm with your ops. That's one for your ops. Yeah, of course, because you don't move with integrity. You're not a street nigga. That's what you do. That's what you do. Oh, I'm gonna go for your ops. Boo hoo, nigga.
I talked to Cardi about this. I said, Cardi, you can't. I don't like when y'all women do that too. When you was fucking with Offset, you kept telling other niggas, I'm gonna get my nigga to handle you because he a street nigga. Now you don't fuck with me, not street nigga. You can't do that. I don't like that.
I don't give a fuck. You can fuck my ops, you fuck my friends, nigga. I don't give a shit. You're a lame to me, and you will never equate to me. And it's crazy that I even let you even play with me for such a long time, because you're not even I'm gonna fuck your ups. I'm gonna fuck. Matter of fact, oh look at this. I don't want to see it. So what? You was gonna fuck him anyways, nigga. All you gotta do is get me drunk, and I'm gonna throw you that pussy for 2,000. You gotta survive out here. You just gotta survive out here, nigga. Oh, now I'm with them. Now I'm with this. Okay, you could do that. You was gonna do it regardless. You go to a club and you probably get drunk. You give them 1,000. You was gonna do it regardless. Survive. These hungry out here. We in a recession, baby. They gotta get paid. Do that. I don't care. I don't care. Or I'm a watch what I'm gonna do to you. Watch what I'm a this, that, blah, blah, blah. You already done it all. You already done it all. You already done it all. You done it all. You done it all. You done it all. Nothing surprises me anymore. Nothing surprises me. You done it all. So I don't care. I don't.
Okay.
I'm too good for you, nigga. And I don't ever. I never even wanted to get on this social media because I don't want to.
Yeah, they've been beefing real bad. They've been beefing real bad. Has she said anything in the last month? Yeah, I don't see nothing about broke. She did say he didn't buy Christmas gifts, but nah, he got bread. Now, I did hear that Offset got a nasty gambling habit.
See, you gamble to pay your rent. We gamble for fun. So when we lose, we laugh about it. We wake up the next morning, pull out an M. Oh, we're back at it.
I wish we could do
that. Who's gambling for fun? See, you gamble to pay your rent. We gamble for fun. So when we lose, we laugh about it. We wake up the next morning.
Nah, shout out to Offset, man.